The Miami Heat needs to trade Jimmy Butler after Shams made a report the other day saying that the Heat are reportedly open to listening to offers for Jimmy and that Butler prefers a win-now contender in any trade. That shows basically that Jimmy wouldn't mind leaving the Heat and the Heat wouldn't mind trading Jimmy buckets. It's a little sad to see. Ever since Jimmy been in Miami, it just seems like it's been like a match made in heaven. Jimmy been there since the 19 and 20 season. He left the 76ers to go join the Heat. And he wanted to be the man, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy wanted to be the man, and I feel like Jimmy Butler fits the Heat culture so perfectly still to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jimmy is the perfect player for the Heat. And I just think it's been a matchmaking heaven. They have had some playoff success in last couple, seasons. They made it to the NBA Finals a couple times. So, I think this team has just reached their ceiling at this point. Jimmy has been there for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been there for 5 seasons, going on 6, and it's starting to seem like the two want to separate. And Jimmy Butler's preferred list right now is the Rockets, the Mavericks, and the Warriors. He picked the Mavericks and the Rockets because he's a Texas native and he wouldn't mind being closer to home, but also the two Texas teams are looking very good right now. The Rockets are the 2nd seed in the West. They're a young, squad with a lot of potential, and Dallas is 4th, and they obviously have Kyrie, Clay, and Luka. So those are two, spots that he's eyeing right now. It's pretty evident why he's eyeing that. Like I said, he's from Texas, and those teams are ready right now to win. And then Jimmy Butler have Golden State on the list. That just shows that he wants to win right now. As Steph Curry and the Warriors has been on the hunt for a second star this season. I've seen numerous reports about the Warriors going out and looking for other players to pair next to Steph Curry and whatnot. This all could make sense if he end up with Golden State, because I ain't gonna lie, the reason I like Jimmy Butler going to Golden State is because he's going to bring something different to this Golden State team, being that second guy. Throughout Jimmy Butler's career, he's always been that #1 leader. He's always been that, top-notch guy. He's always been the guy. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Chicago, maybe not, the most, but when he got to Minnesota, like, we obviously know he was the, #1 guy, and you see how he left it. Then he went to Philly. You could say him and Joel was, but Jimmy was for sure the leader on that team. And then he went to Miami. He's always been a guy in Miami. So I just think if we see Jimmy Butler as a second option, I think it really will work out for him. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to get to the finals as the #1 option in Miami, and he's not even like a top-notch scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Jimmy Butler just do a little bit of everything on the court to win. He does anything to win. Like I said, he don't play for real in the regular season, and then he turns up in the playoffs. And I think that could be really beneficial to the Golden State Warriors if he could just stay healthy up into the playoffs, and he could be healthy the whole playoffs with the Golden State Warriors, along with Steph Curry, along with Draymond Green, along with Buddy Hield and guys like that. I think this Golden State Warriors teams can be really, really dangerous going forward. But Jimmy isn't the best three-point shooter, and that's why many people don't see the fit right away. But I believe Jimmy is that type of player that can fit almost everywhere because he can do a little bit of everything on the floor. Like I said, he don't shoot a lot of threes, but he can shoot a couple threes for you and hit a couple of them. He can, finish in the paint for you. He could play make for you, and he could defend at a high level for you. Like I said, Jimmy Butler could do everything on the floor. He's just a winner. You know what I'm saying? There's not one thing he could do good, but he could do everything. And that's what I like about Jimmy. But another question to answer is, who else can the Golden State Warriors actually go out there and pair up with Steph Curry? Like, who else is a realistically possible option right now? Jimmy Butler's the only player right now that wants out, and Miami is actually listening to offers. Now, I've actually seen reports that the Warriors are, also interested in Jimmy buckets. So this why I think Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors are seeming like a matchmaking heaven right now is most likely to happen. I know I said this with Paul George, but I think this one is really going to happen. I think Jimmy buckets can actually get to Golden State, unless he don't get traded at all. But I feel like if the Golden State Warriors make any type of trade, it's going to be for a veteran like him. It's not going to be for a player that's not going to get him, that. I feel like they believe Jimmy is going to push him over the top. You know what I'm saying? The Golden State Warriors just need that one guy that's going to push him over the top, and maybe Jimmy's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Jimmy Butler is a whole different player in the playoffs. I said he could turn up for you in the playoffs. And yeah, man, I think Jimmy Butler to the Warriors would be nice. And I personally can't see them making a move for anybody else. Like I said, unless it's for Jimmy or a player of his value or better. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to just go out and make any old trade. I have seen reports about Giannis. I don't think that's realistic. Like I said, Giannis is in a good situation with Dame right now. that'd be surprising right now if they was able to snag Giannis, but that's not, I don't think that's realistic. And there's not anybody else right now that's winning out. But it's also 100% possible that the Heat don't move Jimmy this deadline and he walks for nothing this offseason. That would be kind of worst case scenario. But if there's any organization out there in the world that'll do that, it'll be the Heat. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the Heat numerous times had possible chances to grab star players like Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving. A lot of these guys that's been moving the last couple seasons, they had Miami in their preferred destinations and they did not end up in Miami because Miami was not aggressive. They didn't want to trade Tyler Herro, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they would have moved Tyler Herro for maybe like a Kevin Durant or maybe like a Kyrie or, you know, somebody, or a Bradley Beal. They could have been somewhere right now. I don't know, but the Miami Heat never really been a team to go out there and make those big trades. So it's actually kind of surprising right now that they're willing to trade Jimmy. It's not really surprising seeing that Jimmy Butler is going to be a free agent this summer. Jimmy Butler could become a free agent this summer. And I just think everything that happened last offseason, I think it just made Pat Riley mad. Like, a video went out about Jimmy Butler saying like if he was healthy that the Miami Heat would beat the Knicks and all that. Like, he was just talking smack.
You got it?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, action. If I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York, damn sure would be fucking at home.
You know what I'm saying? You could tell Jimmy was drunk or something. Jimmy had a little bit of, you know, some alcohol in his system or something like that. But Pat Riley came out after that and he talked to Jimmy saying, like, if you're not playing, don't be talking. And I think that right there pissed Pat Riley off. And I think that's another reason why he's getting traded. I think the relationship is just souring. I think their ceiling is met. It's kind of like the Utah Jazz with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. It's just like, it's just time to move. It's just time to blow it up. It's not going nowhere. You're not going to win with this team. Not in the East. The East is too stacked right now. This team is not messing with Boston. They're not messing with New York. They're obviously beating Philly, and they're not messing with Milwaukee either. So, like, this team isn't like a top-notch East team, and I think it's time to make some moves. So, it might be time to move Jimmy. You still have Tyler and Bam to build around. Like I said, Tyler is having his best year. I was finna make a video on Tyler because Tyler has been hooping. You know what I'm saying? Tyler has been the best scoring option for the Miami Heat this season. He actually looking like an all-star. And then you still got Bam Adebayo. He's only 27 years old. You still got a young Tyler Herro, like I said. So you still got two guys to build around. If you do move on from Jimmy, like I said, I think if you move on from Jimmy, you get a guy like Kuminga and Moses Moody and, you know, Andrew Wiggins. That can be a nice pair with Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. But you guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about Jimmy Butler in this situation. Where you think Jimmy Butler should land. Where you think it's the best fit for Jimmy Butler. I think it's Golden State. But you guys let me know down below in the comments. What's your opinion? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did enjoy today's video, do me a favor, smash that like button and leave me a comment down below and subscribe to the channel because most of my watch time here lately has been from non-subscribers. So it'll be great if you guys just could subscribe. I love you guys and I'll see you in the next video. You dig?